Also, when we were traveling around Europe with my grandparents, we got some caramel. Oh, it was so good. And my grandpa, I call him Papa, he took it and he kind of was chewing it and he felt a crunch. And he actually said, "Hey, someone put rocks in this caramel." "No, Papa, it's very smooth." "What's in the caramel?" "There, just a moment." "Ah, it's my tooth." The caramel was so sticky it had pulled off a part of his crown, the cap on top of his tooth. Oh man, that must have been painful. I don't know. I probably should ask my parents what happened to that tooth. Like, how did we get it back on? But I just remember thinking, wow, my grandpa is a pretty tough sort of fellow. He actually finished sucking off the caramel off of this rock that was in his mouth. Okay. When we went to York, which is a beautiful place, by the way, I associate golf courses with York just because all of the lawns around there were just immaculate. And we went to the Judge's Inn. I remember that place. It was so beautiful. It was something straight out of a Jane Austen novel. Absolutely gorgeous. And so, us being good little American tourists, we were like, hey, let's take a group photo. And by the way, I shouldn't slam my country too bad because all tourists take excessive amount of photos, okay? If you don't believe me, just look at Japanese tourists, okay? It's just a tourist thing. I'm not singling anyone out here. But anyway, it was our duty as tourists to take a group photo. And so, there we were having tea at the Judge's Inn, and we asked the waiter fellow, "Can you take the picture?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, sure. What button do I push on your camera?" "It's this button right here. It's the same button that's been on every camera since the dawn of time." But anyway, I digress. Sorry, a little sarcastic. I just get a little tired of people being like, "What button is it?" It hasn't moved for 100 years. Well, we were all sort of in this parlor, walking around the furniture, trying to get together and get, make it easy for this guy to take this group photo. Well, my grandpa got out of his chair, and this big chair was in the way. And so I sort of pulled the chair back so that he could get out and that everybody could get out. I was making room. I was being a good little grandson. I didn't know that he didn't know that I pulled the chair out from behind him. Yes, my papa sat back down on air. His feet went straight up into the air so you could see his business socks. His camera went flying. My grandma, who laughs very loudly, that's probably where I get it, just started cackling like a hen. And these other people who were there also in the parlor, I can just picture their British faces just kind of appalled at this scene that was going on. And of course, I felt absolutely awful pulling the chair out from behind my grandpa. To this day, I still try to tell people what my intentions were, and they don't believe me. They thought that I did that to my papa. Oh, what a horrible grandson I was. Of course, I was embarrassed and I was trying to help Papa up, but he was trying to grab his camera while he was down there on the ground. I mean, since you're down there, might as well grab your camera and then stand back up. So he was reaching one way and I was trying to pull him another way, and there my grandma just cackling. And these people over there, we had a great vacation.